Okay, hello and good day to everyone that is truly tuning in here at Phoenix Holdings. Once again, this is your host CH, and right now we're going to be having yet another exciting and I would say a little bit special kind of AMA. This time today with Croge BSC. And from the Croge BSC team, and also from the AMA team of Phoenix Holdings, we got a very familiar voice. Alex, how are you, man?
Hey man, thanks for the introduction. For sure. I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
Also good. I mean, it's been a long day so far. I mean, I think it's for the both of us. And it's Easter as well. But yeah, AMA never stops, and crypto never stops as well.
That's for sure.
Hello
Yeah, be it
guys, how's
Sunday,
it
be it
going?
Monday.
Oh, we got someone speaking. Is that someone from Crowd VSC as well talking?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? My name is Natario. Yeah, I'm a co-founder of Croge BSC, and I'm happy to be
Oh,
here with
Nat.
you guys hosting this. Yeah, that's it,
Happy
and
to have you here as well.
I'll let Alex do the talking, and if he has any doubts about anything,
hmm
he'll just come to us and we'll clarify it.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a surreal experience. Like, yeah, I usually just hear Alex hosting AMAs, and I'm sure that Alex usually just hears me hosting AMAs, and now we're here together under the same VC. Yeah, talking on the other side of the AMA. I mean, I'm hosting, and Alex is going to be the representative from the project now. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting AMA. So for sure.
I'm looking forward to it. So
hmm So I
thank you.
guess without further ado, we can get ahead and let's just get it started now. So you know how it goes, Alex. So to start off, can you first introduce yourself and your team to us, and perhaps also give a bit of background of your history in crypto?
For sure, for sure. Thanks for the introduction and for the warm welcoming, CH. Yeah, as you said, I'm a familiar face here, so hey, everybody probably know me. I'm actually one of the MA hosts here at Phoenix, and tonight we have a small change in the plan. I'm gonna be representing the Croge BSC team. Um, I'm going to talk a bit about their project, about their idea, about their concept, what they're planning to do. And yeah, we're going to have some fun with this AMA. A bit about, let's see, let's start because I've introduced the project. Let's start with the team. Now, the project itself, Croge BSC, you guys know there's already an original Croge on Kronos. This is the BSC version of it. You're gonna understand during the CMA why is it being brought over to BSC. Not that you don't know BSC rules. We have the volume, we have the investors. Pretty much everyone's here. Kronos still incipient stage. We'll see later. Couple of years. Going back to the team. So. Interestingly enough, Croge BSC has been founded by Fab4, which means four people, and you got Abjad, the CEO, here in the chat with us, Natario, who you just heard, um, who is also the hoster and the co-founder. Then you got Rigi, also in the chat with us, who's the marketing manager, and then Balok, who is strategic and operations. These are the four people that founded the Croge BSC. They're on a daily basis working to bring the utility and concept over to us. Probably you checked, and there's another fifth member listed on the website. That's Marshall Oman. He's the developer, and we'll talk about him a bit later. I'm an AMA host usually at Phoenix. This time on the other side. How did I start crypto? Well, it was probably back, I'll say 1.5 years ago. Started to dig a bit into the ideas of owning some, I'll say, virtual stuff. I wasn't actually grasping the concept of the cryptocurrencies and trading and so on and so forth. So yeah, I heard about Bitcoin, heard about Ethereum, started to try and learn. Gave that up and waited for about 5 or 6 months until a friend of mine told me about a project. He explained to me how to create wallets, so on and so forth. The project, I don't know if you guys know, long story short, was forestry. Back then, for a developer to actually video docs himself, that was the deal, and this guy did. He ended up rugging. The group disappeared, and yeah, all of our money with it. And that's basically how I started. Me and four other people, we started to hang out together to go into voice chats and discuss about up and coming projects, trying to research them. We formed a group and then another one, and so on and so forth. And that's where I am about 1.5 years later. I think that kind of sums it up. Ch.
Getting rugged, I mean, is the best. I wouldn't say the best way, but it's the most educational way to get started in crypto. I mean, I guess I've learned the most from getting rugged, based on my experience. And you've said that you got rugged along with your other friends and this project that you mentioned.
Pretty much, yeah. It was a they were promising back then to that was the concept, to plant trees. Therefore, the name forestry. So yeah, we were hoping actually that the project was real, and we were actually imagining, this guy donating money to charities and ONGs and so on and so forth, so they could plant trees. But in the end, as soon as the project launched, like he added the liquidity and instantly, bam, disappeared. I think it was close to $4 million in total. Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much.
huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. Yeah. Someone just, yeah, one person only got happy from that project, I guess. And, he video drops as well, via call that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The daily
Yeah.
videos, explaining to us that he, like, today I'm going to pick up my son from school, and tomorrow I'm gonna do this and that, and yeah, I kind
Oh,
of brought
man.
another layer of confidence, if I may. Back then, we weren't so familiar with audits, like we didn't know Certic and so other companies. Yeah, I mean, as long as I could have seen his face, I was like, yeah, yeah, this dude's legit for sure, for sure. So yeah, in the end, it wasn't, but I think it's the best way to start. You kind of learn to research projects on your own and, you know nitpick, if I may, within the space.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've had a similar situation as well, and that's what normal people would see, when in terms of a project. Like, if the owner shows his face and video live, it's safe because they're confident that, oh, if this guy rugs, you can just take a picture of his face, and people, the police or the authorities will come after him. But it's sadly not as easy as that. And yeah, the space that we work in currently today is just so full of scams, rug pulls, and all sorts of bad stuff. It's people taking away other people's money by gaining their trust. And that's the scary part of trading outside the centralized exchange networks, and especially mainly the BSC networks. That is like, yeah, it's a wild west out here. A lot of people say, which bring us to the project that you've had. It's outside the BSC network, right? It's under the Crow network.
No, the project itself,
Mhm.
Croge, list
Yeah, it's
launched
uh-huh.
and was listed on Kronos. Yeah,
Hmm.
I would say probably 3 to 4 weeks ago, something like that.
Hmm.
And then this one is actually bringing the project to BSC by a different team itself.
Yeah, the reason I asked that was like Croge and BSC in the same name. So this is basically a bridge of the former coin into the BSC network.
Not so much as a bridge, because the
Uh-huh.
teams are different. It's not the same team.
Mhm.
But on the
Oh,
other
okay.
hand, yeah, they're not applying the same strategies. So the thing is bridging a token from Kronos to BSC. I mean, literally bridging. Everybody knows. Think about it this way: if right now you want to transfer funds from BSC to Kronos, I mean, on a good day, it would probably take you, let's say, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. On a bad day, yeah, I've been there, and it took 8 hours for me. So imagine what would it mean to bridge an entire project and make it work at the same time. At the moment, given the instability on Kronos, I would say impossible. Maybe to be done at a later point, but yeah. So no, it's not a bridge, it's an entirely new project. For sure, it's named the same because meme token and the utility the team is trying to bring in. That's what's basically gonna make the difference, along with the marketing, the strategies, the vision, and the space. Because I mean, call me crazy, but I think BSC has still a lot to offer. People start, as a small comment, people complain that, listen, we were seeing some rugs on Kronos. Well, yeah, people that developed from BSC went to Kronos. and now they're coming back. So it's just a cycle. At some point, maybe Kronos will be big. I mean, Crow. It's unfeasible for Crow to reach BNB value, um, but I mean, close to that, at least in theory, if not in practice. Um, yeah, so impossible to bridge new project, new team, new concept, new ideas. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah. I mean, personally, for me, I haven't experienced Cronus as much, so I'm not that that knowledgeable, basically, in the Cronus chain. But I do heard that they also offer like small fees, such like the BSC network. But as you mentioned, BSC will still be BSC, and it's gonna be hard to top BSC. And yeah, it's always a good idea to have a coin in the BSC network. And you know, this is just some. I couldn't really tell if this is really something new, like same name, same project, but different team. But before we dive in deeper to that, I guess it's just about time for you to give like I know you talked about a little bit about what the project is all about, but I guess now you can officially give an introduction in what Croge BSC is all about. Perhaps a bit of functions and utilities as well, if it has any.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I mean, the project itself is at its core a meme token. Um, I mean, and I'm probably everybody knows this, but personally, I've made, I'll say, 80% of my money on meme tokens. So yeah, you gotta roll with the hype. That's the thing. You need to have the flow. So at its core, it's indeed a meme token, as I've said, founded by the four people. Um, Ideally, the utilities are of course gonna keep being evolved and developed and constantly being brought to the space. Um, at a certain glance, I'll say at first glance, actually, I'll say the token itself offers a 4% USD reward just by holding it. And sure, many of you maybe will say, okay, 4%, we've seen this before. The idea behind it is not, okay, we're going to offer 4% and then we're just going to see what it happens. No, we're going to offer the 4% in BUSD rewards, either for good or for a portion of time. This remains to be discussed within the team, so that the people, the investors, then the community that supports the project will get rewarded whilst the team is developing such utilities and DApp and marketplace and NFTs and so on and so forth. In theory, I've already covered a bit, but we're definitely gonna dive in. 1 week after the launch, that's the expected time frame, and of course they're aiming maybe even sooner if possible. um, the the app is gonna be live. It's gonna be launched, and also the investors are gonna be able to stake their tokens. Guess what? For BUSD rewards. So you get two times the BUSD rewards from this project simply by holding the token itself, and then sorry, the team just correct me. The D app is gonna be before launch, and then the marketplace. Yeah, I was gonna touch that. Sorry, thanks for the comment. So the D app, where you can pretty much visualize the concept, is gonna be available before launch. Uh, then you launch the token. You can stake your tokens and receive BUSD rewards, and probably 1 week after, that's the expected time frame, you're gonna get the marketplace for the NFTs. A lot of variety as well. Probably 5 to 6 categories, still to be decided within the team. Yeah, but more to come on that one. So this is what we could expect at the beginning. CH, let me know what you want to dive into.
Oh, a lot of things I wanted to dive into, but you pretty much cover the basics and stuff. But yeah, you've been doing an amazing job representing the team so far because you've reduced a lot of my questions already, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, of course.
But first of all, hmm
I don't want to
oh
dig
yeah.
into, to kind of cover your questions. But
Mhm.
of course, the spec and the range of your question had to be answered in such a way, again, maybe some of the, and I'll be honest with everybody. You guys know how the MAs go. I know some of the questions won't be actually answered 100% when it comes to strategies and upcoming marketing and so on and so forth, or what utilities can the team bring in the next year or so. As an idea and concept, a lot of them, but you'll see throughout this entire AMA, That this is a type of project that wants to take it one step at a time and supply where there is demand. That's the concept. I'll expand more on this. Ch, sorry for stepping in.
Oh, of course. There's definitely no problems with that. And first of all, that's really good that at the start of your at the start of your introduction, you've mentioned that Croge BSC is a meme token. And I think that's actually good in a way because a lot of tokens claim that they are not a meme token, and then they mention about their utilities. It's just a staking token, and I'm not really sure what. How can you consider a meme token? Because you've also mentioned that you have a lot of utilities that you had planned for Crotch BSC. So why call it a meme token despite having those kind of utilities that you've mentioned?
Well, I mean, one of the most important factors of any project, if I may, is what do you what do you share towards your community, and what the team of Croach BSC wants to encompass, and yeah, pretty much underline and provide towards its community and towards its investors and members are kind of three things. So the first one is trust, then you got loyalty, and then security. All of these factors are going to bring in fairness to everybody. What I mean by that, and this is probably going to answer your question, if we were to say that this is not a meme token, okay, so we just bring in the utility, and you can call it whatever, but not a meme. At some point, I mean, we would have to accept, and not accept. I think it's a positive thing for tokens these days to accept the fact that at its core foundation, or the root of the idea was a meme token. This is how it started, and then of course we brought the utility, and the use case was brought towards the community, because we want this to be a long-term project. What is a meme token without any type of utility? You got your baby Doge, 1.5 billion, and what's it doing now? Nothing. And then you got maybe others that, I mean, I know of projects that had to shut down entirely and restart over with different tokenomics, because they blew up so hard and they expanded so much that yeah, that their initial plan wasn't the case anymore. So of course, at its core foundation, if you take a look at the website and the logo as well, surely we're aiming towards a meme token, but we have to reward the community. We we have to keep our investors in, and we have to bring in. Surely we have some strategies and marketing and so on and so forth, which we'll cover. But unless you have a, let's say, use case for the token as a project, why am I supposed to hold it? What can I do with it? That's what people actually always kind of ask themselves. This amazing token, what can I do with it? Nothing. Okay, then I'm gonna sell this one and buy the other one because I heard that one can do, and so on and so forth. And the current market conditions and the instability within BSC, unfortunately, um, people tend to be to not bring that patience anymore, and being impatient actually kind of kills stuff. Not saying the chart itself, but your projections over the future. Investors actually don't have the patience anymore on BSC, and I mean, the utility has to be there. I've said this in many occasions. I appreciate your meme tokens. I appreciate your Shibas, and but yeah, um we need to bring utility. That's basically what I'm saying, and that's what the project is gonna do. That's why they want to bring it over from Kronos over to BSC, because here they can expand, they can extrapolate on their ideas.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely, I would say, the correct way to grow a meme token whatsoever. Because what I've been seeing a lot in the meme token space is like, if it's a meme token, it's going to be pump and dump at launch. But the fact that you're bringing utility as you go throughout the project, it's going to make people have more incentive to keep holding on it. So technically, it reduces the risk of dumping at launch. But of course, we can't control people dumping at launch. But it helps that you have some promised utilities in the future that will make people more likely to hold the token for long term, and hopefully grow the project into more branches of utilities and more use cases, which is always a good idea and a good thing to have in terms of having projects, regardless if it's a meme token or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
indeed. We're always gonna ask ourselves, why should I keep the token? I mean, okay, I'm gonna purchase, I'm gonna buy it because various reasons. I like the logo, I like the name, I know the dev, I know someone who invested in it, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, you need to be incentivized as an investor, as a holder, as a part of the project, and that's what we're gonna do. That's the initial BUSD reward is kind of conceived so that it rewards people while waiting, if I may, for other utilities and the D app, which is of course gonna constantly be developed and improved, and then the NFTs and then the marketplace and so on and so forth. But you get something in return. Plus, you can stake them. It's locked staking. Just so I get this out of the way. So you lock your tokens, you stake them, but you get BSD rewards for them, which is good because if you don't plan on selling them and you plan on keeping them for the amount of period at least from which you're staking, there you go. So you get rewarded just by waiting.
That's exactly what people wanted, just by holding and getting rewarded with a token. And, I think it's about time to, we were talking about the rewards in the BUSD. So I guess we can dive in directly now to the tokenomics of the coin. So can you walk us more through that?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was on mute for some reason. Uh, definitely. Well, as far as the tokenomics go, I'm not sure if you got the details or not, but I'm gonna make sure that they're listed as well. Um, let's talk about the supply itself. So you got a total supply of 10 million. That's the total supply for Croge BSC. You got 19% which went into the private sale, which means 1.9 million. Then you got 50.35% which is going to go into the pre-sale, roughly 5 million tokens, and then liquidity stands for 29.6%. That's how the total supply is gonna be split. And you want me to cover the transaction fees right now as well?
You can as well. And maybe also the private sale details, because that's going to be my next question. The private sale details and the pre-sale details, like, hard cap, soft cap. But yeah, you can go ahead and start off with the sale taxes.
Okay, okay, perfect. So let's take them one at a time. Okay, going forward into the taxes, you got 12 on both sides. You sell for 12 and you buy for 12. And what does this mean? What does this 12 mean? Means the following. You got 4%, which is the BST rewards we already know. You got 4% in marketing. You got 2% in team. I'm gonna make an asterisk here because I need to get back to the team part. You got 1% into the LP and 1% into the buybacks. So another thing, two things here. You got a buyback, which is of course everybody knows what buybacks do. They keep or try to keep. They're intended to keep the chart, the traction. The asterisks on the team, 2% for the team. They get this as a, let's say, a reward, if I may, but they don't get the tokens. So the team itself, they don't have any tokens. There's no wallet for the team itself. Should any of them decide and want to be a part of the project themselves, they will be like us. They need to buy it. So they're not going to own any tokens, which is it's an extra layer of confidence and dedication that they wanted to bring over, stating to the community, listen, aside for what efforts we're putting in and maybe money that we're putting in, and maybe enormous time, eventually if we want to be a part of it, like the real portion of owning, we're gonna buy it the same way that you guys are gonna buy it. So yeah, let me know if this answers the tax question, and then we can move on to the private side.
Yeah, definitely. It's all good with the tax question. And, just to clear up the team tokens in the tax, like the 2%, it's going to be converted as well in the BUSD as salary for the team. Is that what I understand?
That's a reward, and yeah, basically they're not gonna get a portion in tokens themselves. So yeah, literally zero tokens for the team. But you are correct. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna get converted. Yeah,
okay,
and
then.
this is
And I guess. Mhm.
this is to ideally what I was saying in the beginning. The ultimate quality is to provide fairness to everybody, and yeah, you're gonna see the another idea of the team's fairness probably within the discussion of the private sale.
Yeah, and that's where we're going now. So in terms of the private sale and the pre-sale that you're planning to do, yeah, I guess it's about time for you to tell us more about that.
Definitely. Well, in regards to private sale, there isn't a lot to say. And what I mean by that is it was a small private sale, 50 BNB. That's all that was raised. It was only open towards trusted people, so it was not open to the general public, the influencers, or so on and so forth. The reason why they chose to do this is because, of course, trusted people means at any given point, those are that's the core group that's going to hold your floor price. They could have eventually opened it to the, let's say, general audience, but again, as we spoke in the beginning, everybody's free to do whatever they want with their tokens. Now, as far as trusted people go, you know why they invested in the project. You got a small amount, for marketing, for developing, maybe some graphic ideas, so on and so forth. That was the purpose of the 50 BNB private sale. But those people are gonna be there supporting your token. You don't have to worry. Wow, would they sell or not? Not the case. So yeah, no vesting on the private sale, mainly because trusted people. I mean, we trust you, you should trust us. It goes back and forth. So yeah, it's a mutual symbiosis, if I may. um yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The benefit on the private sale, so if you were an investor in private sale, what you would get is the max contribution was 1 BNB, exactly the same as the public pre-sale itself, which we'll probably discuss a bit later. The only difference, private versus pre-sale, is the fact that one BNB max contribution in private would bring you 38,000 tokens, and then the the pre-sale would bring you 33.5, which roughly means that private has a close to 25% to edge on the tokens. But that's pretty much it. So not a lot of, not a big difference, not something concerning. It's not the type of private that you see and you're already starting to to kind of wonder, okay, I have a whitelist, but I see that the private has let's say 30K, and then the public has I don't know, 50K. So at the moment, when I'm gonna get my tokens, the private is almost close to 2x, and we all know what 2x means these days. Not the case. They wanted to bring it at a fairly, let's say, reasonable level for everybody. Yeah, to be able to play the same game.
Okay, yeah, that's totally true. I've seen a lot of private sales would be like X2 at pre compared to pre-sale and like X3 at listing price. So, people are definitely gonna sell it once they see their the value of their token goes at least X2. That's the market these days. Projects are just getting cheated. And yeah, I think having lesser percentage in terms of the difference and how much tokens are gonna get from pre-sale to listing from private sale is gonna make it more likely for people to hold. And considering that the people who participated in the private sales are actual people that not just some random people in the public, yeah, makes it more sure that the private sales will hold the floor, and yeah, hopefully make the project go into a longer period of longevity. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, my throat is getting dry again. But okay, in regards to that, I guess it's about time for us to get some questions from the community, since yeah, time is running, and we wanted to cover as much questions as we can for the community. So Alex, you good answering some of the community questions now?
Yeah, sure. Bring them over. Let's see. As always, and I'm gonna make a quick statement. If in case that
Mhm.
there may be the case where I don't know the answer, I'll quickly check in with the team. They are actually at the, let's say, 24-hour here at the service of the community. So yeah, I'll check in with them and I'll come back to you guys in a couple of seconds for sure if I don't know the answer.
Okay, so guys, you know the drill as always. Just raise your hands up in the VC if you wanted to speak or ask your question. And if you're not able to ask your questions in VC, you can ask your questions over the main chat. Just take note, guys, that the questions in the VC will be prioritized. Okay, let's go for the first question now from Lady Becky. You're allowed to speak. Please ask your question. Okay, I'm not sure if Lady Becky is able to speak, but I've unmuted her. You can speak, Lady Becky, if you can. If not, we need to choose another person to speak and ask their question. Okay, let's go with um Olutope. Olutope. I don't know how to mention your name. You can ask your question. Ole Olu Tope. I'm sorry if I butchered your name.
Wow, people are
Okay.
shy. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, people are raising their hands and I'm unmuting them and they're not speaking. Gosh, okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Okay, next question from what's the name? I think I lost the person asking their name again. Okay, let's go with Jibenga's here. Hey Jibenga, allowed to speak, man. Jibenga.
Hey, brother.
I know you're gonna speak. I know, like, you're the third person I'm gonna be unmute. I'm like, this guy is definitely gonna speak if I even muted him. So, Jibenga, please ask your
Yeah,
question, man.
yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. At Alex, honestly, I actually don't see you coming um um to present an Emmy. I actually see you as if you are moderating. That's actually lovely and that's actually awesome of you. Well done, brother. Actually, I have some question with respect to the project. Actually, take my time to go through the white paper. They've really done wonderfully well. And sincerely speaking, they've covered almost everything which I need to ask. But I have something here on the white paper. I see something like trust, loyalty, and security, which actually the three things is very, very key when we can trust developer with respect to their loyalty. When whenever they tell us they're gonna do this, they will do that at the right time. And with respect to security, I just want to know how secure is the contract, the developers of the contracts. I would love to know the experience of the developer because sincerely speaking, a contract like this, when you have a project like this, I'm very sure this project gonna be bullish with respect to people involved. But the contract at times usually have faults. We see kind of project like that, they will be having a renounced contract, stuff like that. What will be the assurance they're gonna give the investors and the community that this contract is gonna be malfunction? And if it is, would there be any plans for renounce or stuff like that? And presently on the roadmap, I would love to know the where the team is now, what and how soon you're gonna take them to complete the roadmap. Because I'm seeing on the third quarter they are proposing to having 5,000 500,000 members on Telegram on the third quarter. So how soon are they going to complete this roadmap? They actually have a great roadmap if it can be completed as soon as possible. And the present status where they are presently on the roadmap.
Okay. Wow. Great
That's a
questions.
lot. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot to take in, but I think Alex can handle all of that. Oh, Alex, you still here, bro?
I was yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, I think I got all of your questions, Jubenga. Let me see if I got the order. So first, you were saying something about the white paper, strictly what I emphasized more, the trust, loyalty, and security, and you wanted to know how secure is the contract, and if the team is willing to renounce ownership or will they renounce ownership. That's the first question that I got. And first of all, I'm not sure if it's been listed or not. CH, I think it's up to you. I can DM you if you want. They already have an audit done. It's fully done, and it's fully passed. The audit is done. Is done by tech. Uh, Typically, of course, and yeah, I think everybody knows you cannot find such a perfect contract. There will still be some things that they recommend changing, such as you mentioned, Juvenga, ownership. It's not renounced. That's one of the things that they found. And then second, that uh, we should have covered this at some point. The contract owner can modify fees. Um, if the contract owner cannot modify fees, in my opinion, it's something worse than if they can. because by being able to fluctuate with your fees, you can incentivize people, and you can say, you can have those super popular buying contests. Imagine what would it be to have a buying contest with 12% buying tax, and what does it do for your chart to have a 1% buying tax or 2%? So those two are the only things that were found in the audit as, how should I say, uh, things to modify. And yes, the team will renounce ownership. They just the team will can consider, sorry, to renounce ownership. At the moment, it hasn't actually been a plan, since there 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 has been a lot of discussion about other features, not this one. Maybe in the future. That's a long story short. They will have to discuss it with the developer as well, because, as I've said, it's a third party developer, highly experienced. But yeah, we'll definitely update the community once it reaches that point. And then, can you repeat it? I think I'm gonna try and remember something about the roadmap. You were saying phase three, but yeah, if you can try
Like
and
what I mean in
reiterate.
essence, presently, the where are they on the roadmap, and how soon will it take them to complete the roadmap as soon as possible?
Okay, okay. Yeah, one more addition. The full team is KYC'd. Yeah, just so you guys know, another layer of security. They just wrote to me in chat right now. Where are they on the roadmap? Well, this Jabenga and the entire Phoenix community, this is still an incipient stage project. So basically, they just completed the phase one, which was kind of putting from theory to practice. They got the website, the logo, the community built together, and developed the contract. Right now, they're in phase two. The private sale just ended, as we mentioned, the 50 BNB private sale. Right now, they're developing the D app so that it's ready before the launch. Um, a pre-sale upcoming on Pink Sale. I can quickly cover that. It's going to be a small pre-sale, 75 soft cap, 150 hard cap, with 1 BNB max contribution, similar to the private one. And then the launch itself. This is what is encompassed actually in phase two, because, and again, completing the roadmap, as you said, Jubenga, just to answer your question, it's impossible, because once I mean, completing your roadmap basically means that your token has reached the end of life. If, in my opinion, what you see on the screen, for sure, I don't think there's a time frame given on that. And what I mean by that is the following. Yeah, of course, listing on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, the 5K holders, the BSC scan verify. These are things that make the project itself and their, how should I say, their check marks that the team wants to get rid of. Then you got the NFT marketplace. As I've said, within 1 week is the expected time frame. The possibility of staking, the multi-chain bridge, on the other hand, yeah, that's probably gonna take a bit more. I don't think the team actually established a time frame for that. And then inception of the New Testament, that's a phase six. We're still kind of far away from that. So yeah, I don't think they can reply with a given time frame on what you see, but more to be added, because the utility is definitely gonna be added throughout the space. As I've said, the concept and the way they actually built this is they don't want to add a lot of utility right now that maybe doesn't even have the demand for it. They are very selective when it comes to that, so they need to, and they already understand what does the BSC space need. Okay, we're going to cover this and that. Incentivize people, let them stake their tokens, and then we're going to develop this. The people are going to start offering feedback. The community is going to be behind this. We're going to take a lot of decisions into account, and we'll see how it goes, along the way. But yeah, one step at a time. um, just to make sure everything goes according to plan. And I hope this answers your question.
Wow, wow. Honestly
Okay.
speaking, you even answered the question I did not ask. I need to I need to cherish you for that. Thank you. But please, how well do you know the developers of this project?
You mean me personally or the team itself? I would assume the
Yeah,
team, right?
yeah, you personally, how well do you know the developers, the team?
Oh, how well do I know the team? Well,
Yes.
you can only imagine. I know them as well as I know you because we
Wow.
never met each other. But yeah, I mean, we've been in contact for quite some time. If that's what you're referring to. um
Okay.
Again, I mean, whatever feels, let's say, good to me, maybe it doesn't feel to you. In regards to them as a safety offer towards me, sure, I mean, they're, they're KYC, so every member is KYC, so yeah, I'm not even worried about that. That's just my perspective, of course.
Awesome. Lovely. Thank you, brother. I think this project gonna be bullish. Honestly, I'm really bullish about that. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you for the
Jubanga.
opportunity, CH. Mr. Alex,
Of
God bless
course.
you, bro.
Mhm. You too. Amazing questions as usual, Jubanga. Okay, I guess we can skip ahead to the next question. I guess Olutop is raising his or her hand again. So, Olutop, you're allowed to speak. Hopefully, you'll be able to
Hello,
speak this time. Hello?
Sorry, you
hello
muted
everyone.
me before. I am trying to
CJ,
talk, sir.
Oh,
Please
I
wait.
don't know
go
what
Someone.
I
ahead.
Okay.
sent. I just
Okay, wait.
sent.
Olutop, sorry, we got someone talking. Lady Becky, I think I unmuted. Lady Becky, are you
Hello,
able to speak right now? I'll get you next, Olutop.
h- how are
Lady
you?
Becky, you
Okay.
can ask your question.
Okay.
Hello.
I want to know the name of the project is Croge BSC. Is there a plan for you, like in the future, to reach your project with Croge, like with in on the Crow chain? Do you have plan to bridge the project, like where you can have it on the Crow chain?
Um,
Well, thanks for the question, Lady Becky. The idea is pretty simple. The first Croge was actually launched indeed on the Crow chain, based on the fact that the Crow chain is still super early within its development years. Um, these guys and the four core members actually thought about bringing it towards the BSC where they can implement all the utilities, all the DApps, all the features, and the NFTs, which is at the moment it's kind of impossible on the Chrome network. So this is why they brought it over to the BSC so they can constantly develop it on a blockchain that it's it's fast, it's feasible, it's reasonable, and it's cheap. It's cheap in transaction taxes. Eventually, should the Chronos chain, which they started great, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're fairly cheap, they're fairly speedy enough, if I may. Eventually, to bridge over back to the Chronos, I don't know. I don't think they actually consider this unless we're talking about Chronos being at the same level or better than BSC. I mean, maybe there will be a plan, but yeah, I don't see this happening. Not at least for the next 5 years. Or maybe I'm just too harsh with Chronos.
I'm just asking because of the name
okay.
Crow BSC and the fact that Crow, even though Crow has high network fee and it's quite difficult, it's becoming the light of the day. So I just want to know if there's like a future plan to bridge on their network. But it's okay as well. BSC has always been good, and I think we are all used to BSC, so we would stick to BSC for now.
Yeah. The logic behind it, and of course, yeah. This is, I think, kind of sums up my entire answer made previously, is that the Croge on Chronos was a hype token. I don't know how it's doing. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against it. Um, the project brought over to BSC wants to move from hype in towards the utility, where people don't actually wonder, okay, so what can I do with the token, as I was explaining earlier. So that's the plan for the Croge BSC.
Okay, Lady Becky, thank you so much for your question. I'm glad that you're finally able to speak. I thought you're not going to be able to speak for the entirety once I unmuted you. Okay, I think.
Sorry.
Mhm. So yeah, glad to have you asking your questions, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, I guess we have time for one last question before we wrap up. Olutope, I've been hearing you speaking a lot earlier. Sorry, you just got someone was speaking over you, but now you can speak and ask your question.
Hello everyone.
Hello. Oh yeah. So just please
Hello.
keep your questions to just one because we're kind of running short on time. So please just ask one question.
Oh, actually, I wanted to know what if I actually wrote three questions on the platform, but since you asked
Okay,
me
Joy,
to
just keep
ask me,
ask one question if that's okay, because we're kind of saving up some time.
I will choose only three. I actually wrote, which is a third question. I want to, well, can Alex give us a brief background on any project, successful project that the devs have undertaken before, so that it will encourage the new investors to have that urge to invest into the project.
Hey, Oloto. Thanks for the question. Correct me. I just want to make sure that I understood correctly. As I've said, they didn't develop the contract themselves. They have a higher developer, back developer, of course, huge one that wrote the contract. So, do you want to know if the developer itself, the one who wrote the contract, did anything in the past, any projects? The answer is yes. Or the team itself, if they have any past crypto experience, let's say.
Wanted to know if the devs have any past experience with some project before that has been successful.
Well, yeah, the developer itself, the developer that wrote the contract, yeah, of course, he has a lot of experience. I'm actually checking with the team as we speak right now. I couldn't name any particular token that he wrote, but yeah, being a very big developer, yeah, I would assume he has quite the experience. So yeah, I don't know if this answers or you want to go a bit into that, into the question, what you want to learn more.
The reason why I asked is that when new investors actually get to know that this particular this particular devs that are trying to uh, bring a new token into the space has maybe been involved in previous project that has been successful, that will at least give us that want to invest in the project the motivational spirit to actually invest into the project. That's what I'm asking.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, in the meantime, I actually got the let's say, I mean, not the motivation, but some a partial answer. Everwealth and BitValley would be two names for you to, if you don't know them already, to research, and they are then by the developers. So yeah, the Everwealth. Personally, even I know Everwealth. So yeah, that's one of the past projects that he did.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My question was here.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Oluto. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're not able to ask your question earlier, but yeah, I'm glad that you're finally able to speak up and ask your question and the community question round. And Alex, I think it's just about time for us to wrap up the AMA. I think we've answered the sufficient questions from the community questions. And for the people who still have questions in this AMA, either in the main chat or in the VC. I'm really sorry if we're not able to cover your questions. And as always, you can just join Croge BSC on their Telegram group, and there you can ask your questions. And I'm sure that Alex or the rest of the Croge BSC team will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Okay, so with that being said, Alex, as for the last part of the AMA, can you give us a brief or short summary on what Crutch VSC is all about and why people should be investing in it?
Definitely, my man. Okay, so first of all, before we wrap it up, I want to thank the Phoenix community for hosting the project. It was a pleasure. I know typically I am on the other side, but still, it was a pleasure actually talking to you guys. Many familiar faces, if not all of them. Now, as a summary, the project that was brought over to you guys, it's Croge BSC. They're trying to bring over the hype from Croge, launched on Kronos already, and they want to, let's say, transform it into a utility token on the BSC space. Uh, no need to wonder why, because BSC is where all the good projects were and will be. A 4% BUSD rewards just for holding your tokens. The DApp is going to be available before the launch. and then you get to stake your tokens for other BUSD rewards. The APY is still in discussion with the team, so they're gonna get back in the community with that info. More to follow, as in NFTs, as in marketplace. um, Eventually you could potentially stake your NFT as well. You're going to get several rarities. Still incipient stage, so yeah, couldn't cover too much on that, but they're still developing. um, well, I mean, in terms of marketing, and this is probably my going to be my ending statement. Aside from the fact that they have a well-known developer behind them and advisors, they also have a crypto marketer. um, I'll say, do your own research on crypto. Everybody should know what that is, but still, and yeah, they are willing to combine, and this is what I love, traditional with non-traditional marketing. This guy kind of knows what he's doing, being from crypto, the best marketing in the space, if you ask me. Definitely some partnerships announced, some more in discussion. You're probably gonna see a lot more on the Croge BSC. So yeah, this has been me, Alex. I'm gonna leave it as it is, with no more things to add. Should you have any questions, please feel free to check out Croge BSC as a Telegram website, audit, white paper. Everything is there. As I've said, transparency is one of the main features that they're offering towards the community. Thanks a lot, CH, for your time. Thanks to the team as well, and thanks to everybody who joined. And yeah, that was pretty much it from my side. How everybody have a great Easter, as much as it is from them.
You're very welcome, Alex. And yeah, it's been amazing having you as a guest this time instead of an AMA host here at Phoenix Holdings. It still feels surreal that, I'm just listening to you and now we're talking to each other in an AMA. And I would say you've pretty much represented the Crouch VSC team really well. You've answered all of the questions really well as well. So congratulations on that, man. And of course, I also wish the project best of luck and success. So with that being said, that's also all for me. And yeah, have a nice Easter to everyone and have a good day as well.
Thanks, CH. Bye, everyone.